Oh, there we go. First fish of the day. Oh, and he's not fighting much. That's all right though. That's a fish on the board for me. Perfect eater size.
Hey, while you were catching that one, I accidentally caught another one.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk, Real Tips, hosted by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. Today, we're outside of Stillwater, Oklahoma, doing a little bass catch, clean, cook with my good buddy Judkins, who's a wildlife biologist at ODWC. Let's get it.
Hopefully we'll have some luck.
Yeah, we had that big front come through the last couple days, some rain, but I think if we slow down the presentation, we'll have some good bites.
I think you're right. What do you think you're gonna throw first?
Rocking the Wacky rig.
Heck yeah,
I'd say, you know, a good year-round bait. I tend to have a lot of luck with it in farm ponds.
I'm gonna try a little rooster tail and see if that does anything.
That was definitely a bass. He hit it hard, hit it quick.
Just caught it on the tail instead of the hook.
I should have given him another half second to get the whole thing in his mouth. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. I'll grab your basket for you.
Yeah.
Let that Wacky rig sit for a second.
Nice little largemouth.
So what we're gonna do here is grab the fish trap, fish basket. It's not a trap. Stick that guy in there. There you go, I'll let you tie that off.
Drape it over a log there and on the board.
Got the first fish in the basket. We're gonna try to scoop up a couple more before we take them to the cleaning table and start cooking them up. We're gonna hopefully catch enough to get us a nice lunch.
So with farm ponds like this, you'll often have where like one age class gets stunted pretty good, I think.
Right.
If I remember right from all my fish classes back in school. So really coming in and taking out some of these 12, 14 inchers will really be good for the population of the pond.
Overall health of the bass. I mean, you look at competition in a pond like this, there's a lot of it, especially a multi-species pond. Man, those bass are just, especially the smaller ones, you know, below 13, 14 inches are ferocious eaters. So it's critical for the health of the pond and the rest of the fish that you do harvest.
So depending on the color and just the time of day, obviously I like throwing these rooster tails. You can tell by this tray, but depending on what the conditions are, what the colors or the water clarity, water color, all of the different parameters are, different colors can go a long way. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and see what we can get out of this guy, see if we can get a bite.
So my favorite technique with the Wacky rig is to kind of start fan casting, right? So I'm gonna make a cast at different points along my body here. But basically casting it out, letting it sink all the way to the bottom is critical for this soft plastic. So what I like to do is let it sink all the way to the bottom, let it sit for a second. I'm gonna bounce it up a couple times or drag it a little bit and then let it sink right back down and sit. And that just gives the bass time to kind of find it, use their body and their lateral line to feel the motion in that lure, make their way to it, and present a strike. So right here, we've got the Wacky rig. What this is just a 1/16 ounce weedless hook. So that's what this little metal piece here is for, if you can see it. That just helps kind of avoid the weeds and all the moss. And then down here, if you can see this black ring at the tip of my finger, it's just a regular old O-ring. You can buy those at Walmart, any of your local fishing stores. And then here I'm just using kind of a regular Cinco worm, and all that's gonna do in the water is when the weight turns up, it's gonna float down like so. And for some reason, the bass just love it. Oh, beautiful sunfish there.
We'll add that to the basket. Nice little bluegill. Let's bring this basket in and toss this bluegill in there. So when are you gonna start catching some?
Man, I don't know.
Oh, there he is. There's one. Got him. That'll do. All right, let's get you put in the basket here. All right.
Oh, there we go. First fish of the day. Oh, and he's not fighting much. That's all right though. That's a fish on the board for me. Perfect eater size.
Hey, while you were catching that one, I accidentally caught another one.
Got my first fish of the day. Tell has definitely outdone me so far. And good thing I'm not super prideful, and I'm gonna switch presentations and see if we can
Stack a few more
get a few more in for lunch.
Heck yeah, I'm almost starting to get hungry. How about you guys? Oh, I got one, little bluegill. Nice.
Nice little guy there, perfect eating size.
Oh, there's one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, there's another one on the old topwater super fluke. Man, that's just one of my all-time favorite lures, pond fishing. It's something that kind of goes all throughout the water column based on how you present it. And it is just a top tier pond lure. Let's go get these cleaned up and eat some lunch.
Heck yeah.
So we've kind of wrapped up our afternoon fishing. Tell, thanks so much for having us out. Had a great time, dude.
For sure.
Man, you can never go wrong with getting out in nature, enjoying this beautiful weather. God, Oklahoma is just something else, man.
It's pretty awesome. I'm glad you were able to come out. You were able to help with a little bit of pond management. We were able to get some of those shorter fish out, so that's going to overall be a good thing for our fishery.
Most definitely.
So I appreciate you coming out, and I'm glad you had a little bit of fun. Sorry I outfished you, but
that's okay.
You know, when we get it to the grease, it'll all be good, right?
Right.
Exactly.
There's no differentiating once that fish hits the taco.
That's right. That's right. So what all lures were you using today? Like, what was your go-to?
Man, I should ask you first. You definitely outdid me today. I think it was like 7-2, maybe 7-3.
I mean, I wasn't counting. I was just having fun. So
yeah, I picked up right there on the end using my old trusty super fluke. I got to tell you, this is by far one of my favorite pond lures. All it is a super fluke with a just straight worm hook. All you have to do is run through the top, go around, go up through the belly. If you'll notice on the belly there, you can see that hook coming through. Then all you have to do to make this weedless is tuck that hook into the side of the belly. And you've got a perfect weedless bait that, if you notice the cedars behind us, goes beautifully through those cedars. How about you, Tell? What were you throwing today?
So for me, it was mostly inline spinners. You know, for me, when I'm looking at farm ponds, they have the most variability. Easy to change up your colors, easy to change up your approach and how they're swimming in the water. So they're one of my go-tos. I think we caught them on 4 or 5 different colors today, between yellow to silver to black and just about everything in between. So that's usually one of my go-tos.
Yeah, if you ever have any questions on, I don't know what color to throw based on, time of year, pond color, go check out our episode with Michael Strauns from Lucky Lure Tackle. We discuss all of that in our bass fishing episode. Here shortly, we're gonna go take y'all with us. We're gonna clean up these fish, cook them up, and have us a little fry.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we kind of want to show you guys a couple of our preferred pond fishing lures. So as I mentioned, my typical go-to is some kind of plastic. So whether that is a, Texas rigged lizard, you also have, like I mentioned, the Super Fluke. On top of that, earlier in the video, I mentioned the Wacky rig. So all this is a weighted, I like weedless hooks with some type of wacky worm, some that'll flop real nice. And then this tool here, actually what it does is it helps you put that O-ring on. So you slide your worm in there, you take one of these O-rings from the back, and all it does is come up and over, and then boom, right there, you've got your O-ring on, and all you've got to do from there, run your hook through it, you've got a perfect Wacky rig. So super helpful tool.
That tool is way handier than doing it without the tool.
Oh, for sure. And they're super cheap. Yeah. That's just an easy, cheap way to get into it. I promise I'll give it to you
right
in a
ahead,
second. Jerk baits. I love throwing jerk baits. Muddy pond conditions, I'm going with a silver and black. In a clear pond like we were fishing today, I'm going with a realistic lure. Okay, so really fish like, want to make sure that it looks just like a bluegill or even a smaller bass. And then the last thing is a spinnerbait of some kind. Like I said, I tend to go realistic colors in clear water, so this kind of matches that today.
Yeah, for sure.
Get into yours, man.
Well, I'll throw a couple of extra spinners on there for you. These are both beetle spins, so they come in a few different sizes and colors. So you can see a big white there, a little green. And then just for folks that are first getting into farm pond fishing, I'm gonna throw on a nice top water plug. A little bit cooler water temperatures today for us to use them, but I always have one of these little pop-R plugs in my bag just to be able to get that bite. And there's nothing quite like a farm pond top water bite.
Oh, most definitely. That's the cool thing about this guy here is that while it's top water, you can fish any level of the water column with it based on how you present it.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Like I said, we appreciate you having us out.
Absolutely.
And let's get to cleaning and cooking up these fish.
Let's do it.
All right. We just got done catching all these fish. We're back at the truck, and we're gonna go through a quick demo on how to fillet a bass to get the best meat off of it. So first thing we're gonna do is come right in here behind this gill. We're gonna lift that up, go to 45-degree angle in. Make sure you get a good hand on the fish. We're gonna go in just like that, okay? Once we do that, I like to spin them around and run my blade down the spine. Then once we go down the spine here, we're just gonna follow that all the way down until we get through. Then I'm gonna leave about a half to a quarter inch right there on the end. Then what I'm gonna do is just continue to run my blade along the spine and all the way down. You'll be able to feel the rib cage once you get down here. And then we're just gonna keep running along that rib cage until we get all the way down through the bottom. So there we go. Now we've got that about ½ inch right there left on the tail. We're gonna use that as kind of a guide to come in, get up under there, and follow that all the way down along the base of the scales. Okay, so there's a nice chunk, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get a little bit more off of here and keep going. We don't wanna waste any of that meat. There you go, there's another nice piece. So that's with a regular fillet knife. I'm gonna let my good buddy Tell come in with the electric knife, clean up the rest of these fish, and then we're gonna get them in the grease.
So anytime you're going through and you have a big mess of fish, you absolutely can do it with the classic old trusty fillet knife. But today we've got the power of electricity, and that's gonna make our fish cleaning a lot easier. So this is actually just hooked up to the battery of the truck. We'll come in at that 45-degree angle, rotate back, just like that, flip it over. I'm gonna come through, nip off that rib cage, and that is a perfect little, stop working. That is a perfect little fillet of bass ready to go. That'll fit perfect on a taco.
So what's actually really cool about this is this guy is full of food. So you look on the inside there, this is what he's been eating lately. It's really gross, but you can tell they've been digesting a lot of smaller fish. This time of year, you're going into the fall feed. During that fall feed, they're just eating everything that they can get their mouths around. And so that includes a whole lot of smaller fish. So what we're doing here is we're just cutting these into kind of bite-sized pieces so that we can throw them in the tacos. My guy Tell here made a homemade batter. So Tell, can you kind of tell us what goes into your homemade fish fry here?
So it's kind of one of those you can't go wrong. So your base is yellow cornmeal. From there, I like to add in just, you know, the basic trifecta, salt, pepper, garlic. Can't go wrong there. Another one, Tony Chachere's. If there's a spice blend that you like, throw a little bit of that in there. It's going to definitely add a little bit of flavor, and it'll really come through on the fish. Just give it that little bit of pop of good flavor.
For sure. So can you kind of tell us just what all you're doing to the fillets here?
So since we're doing a fairly quick catch, clean cook, I want to just do a quick feel, make sure I'm not feeling any bones. We don't want to have any of those going. And then I want to make sure it's about a taco sized piece of meat. So just little bite-sized pieces. And then the only thing that's on this is just water from where we rinsed them. And that's going to be enough to help that cornmeal mix. Of course, everybody has their own way of doing it. It could be beer battered. It could be not battered at all. I mean, the sky's the limits on the way that you can treat your fish. But I think this batter, and I've actually got a little bit of extra something I'll show you guys here in a little bit that's going to go on these tacos. And
All right.
I think you'll be talking about them for a little bit.
Sweet.
Good. Do us the honors. Make sure that lid goes on good. It does get kind of finicky.
Make sure the lid's on good. Whoop! It's not on good.
It's not on good. There it goes. And then if you'll flip it upside down, yeah, get all that goodies.
Should give it a nice shake here. Make sure that batter gets all over our fish.
We want a
Make
nice,
sure you hold the lid on real tight, because if you go to flip it over and you lose all your fish,
that would not be fun. But the perks of working outside, if it makes a mess, no big deal.
Sweet.
That will be perfect.
All right, that looks good, man.
We're going to test our grease and see if it's hot enough. I think we are pretty much there.
Make sure we get all these fish pieces in here as fast as possible. So we've got about the same cooking time here.
All right, Jacob, think these fish are about right?
Dude, yeah, let's get them out of the grease here. Nice and hot.
Oh, those look perfect.
Turned it up there at the end to get them a little more crispy. They've been in, what would you say, about 5 minutes now?
Yeah, a couple minutes, yeah.
So we just want to make sure we get them nice, cooked all the way through. Nice and crispy. Wow, dude, those look phenomenal. I cannot wait. So, Tell, you made up a little mixture to go on top of our fish that they'll see here in just a minute. Can you kind of tell us what went into that mango?
So yeah, I made a little mango salsa to go on these. Now I know what you're thinking. Mango and largemouth bass just should never mix, right?
Right.
But trust me, when you try this, you're gonna be a believer. But it's things like mango, cilantro, lime juice, salt, pepper, garlic, little just the basics.
Sweet.
All mixed into one, and yeah, it's gonna go perfect on these tacos. So if we're gonna have mango salsa, right, we can't just throw our tortillas on just cold. So we're gonna let them just toast up just a little bit. Thanks, sir.
There you go, sir.
Just get a little bit of heat on them. They don't have to be completely toasted or anything like that. We're just trying to add a little bit of color. I think it's about time to try some of these out. Grab you a tortilla there. And then, here, grab some of that. I got way too much.
There we go.
Throw you a little taco in
Thank
there.
you, sir.
Man, that fish looks delicious.
Grab 2 more pieces.
Then, a little dollop of that mango salsa.
Thank you, sir.
If you want, there's some green
Yeah,
onions,
throw that
just a
on
little
there.
pizzazz. Do you like heat? Do you like spicy?
I'm not a spice guy.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take some of this lime, drip that on there.
Well,
All
sir.
right. Hey, the first bite does it.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
One bite, one rule.
Man, it does not get much better than that. Caught out of the pond right behind us.
Farm pond to table.
Wow. You know, I was talking to Tell earlier, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm not a big fish eater, but I could make a meal out of this for sure.
That jalapeno on there is just a perfect little kick at the end.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Good stuff. So, approve the mango.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, right?
Overall, we've had a heck of a day. Caught a ton of fish, eaten a nice lunch, and enjoyed just the beautiful Oklahoma outdoors.
Absolutely.
It does not get better than this, folks.
And a little bit of farm pond management while we were doing it.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching Real Talk, Real Tips, hosted by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. We'll catch y'all next time. It's time for another taco.